Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear sisters. Inshallah, today we'll continue with the major area, the tongue. We still in the tongue, remember, last time we already did the middle part of the tongue. Till now we did two special areas in the major area, the tongue. We did the deepest part of the tongue, we did the middle part of the tongue. Today, inshallah, we are taking the sides of the tongue, and this is the third special area in this major area, which is the tongue. Let's see the two letters coming from this place. Those two letters are the letters Bod and the letter Lam. It's very important to learn from where exactly we pronounce those two letters. Those two letters are coming from the sides of the tongue or from the edges of the tongue. You can see it from the Bod and the Lam. This photo will make it clear for you. If we want to know exactly from where we produce the dot, so we are using the back sides of the tongue. The back sides of the tongue in order to produce the letter dot. You can use one side only, or you can use both sides. And to use one side, which is the left side, is easier if you want to pronounce the dot. So the dot is produced from where? From the back sides of the tongue, meeting the corresponding interior part of the teeth. So this is going to be the articulation point of the letter dot. How about the lam? The lam will come from the front sides of the tongue. So the lam will be also coming from the sides, but not the posterior sides or the posterior edges, but it's going to be the front edges of the tongue. This is what we should learn in order to differentiate between the dot and the lam. And now let's see exactly what's the articulation point for each letter. Let's see. Here, if we start talking about the dot, how should we produce the dot? We will see here the dot is produced by touching the left side. As I told you, you can use the left side only of the back sides of the tongue, or you can use both sides together, okay? And this is how you produce it. You touch the left side of the tongue with the left upper teeth, or you can use the two sides, the two back sides of the tongue with the two sides of the teeth or the interior part of the upper teeth. This is what we see here for the dot is the way we pronounce it, or the articulation point for the dot. So here we can say, if we can see on the right side here, dot, the side of the tongue touch the upper left teeth, and as I told you, you can use both sides with both teeth. How about the dot? We want to learn more about the dot actually. Is that everything in order to produce the dot? In case of sukun, it is not that everything that we just touch this place, but we add another step, which will give the elongation for the dot, or what we call al-istitala, and this is one of the most important qualities you should add to the dot. As if you just did the first step, which is to touch the back sides of the tongue with the upper teeth, it's not going to give you the full sound for the dot, but you need to do the elongation, or the istitala, as we call it in Arabic, al-istitala. And this is done by an additional step. After you do this already, after you touch the back sides or the posterior sides of the tongue with the interior part of the upper teeth, so you should do another step, which is to push your tongue forward towards the front teeth. To push your tongue then forward towards the upper front teeth, and this is like will give you the istitala, or what we call the elongation for the dot, and the continuation of the sound for the dot. So the sound will keep running after you touch the back sides of your tongue with the interior part of your upper teeth. You need to push the tongue then forward, and then the sound will continue going this way towards the front teeth, and this will give you the elongation for the dot. This is very important. So it is not just to say, oh, that's it. No, you have to keep pushing your tongue forward to produce the echo for the dot, or the sound keep running in your mouth. There is an echo. You can see this. From the wrong ways, some students do, like they close the upper teeth with the lower teeth. I mean the back or the posterior teeth, with the posterior teeth, the upper part and the lower part together. And this is not correct. We are not using the lower teeth. We are just using the tongue, the sides of the tongue. Because if you close the teeth from the back, the upper and the lower teeth from the back, what's going to happen? Now you are not going to be able to push the tongue forward and to apply the elongation as we mentioned now. So if you try to say like I'm eating the bud, this is not going to give me the elongation for the bud. So this is one of the common mistakes we have with the bud. Also, when you press, in order to do the first step, as I told you, when you touch the back sides of the tongue with the upper teeth here, you should not press strongly. You have to leave a gap, and this will help the blood to run and the sound of the blood to run in the mouth. But you can't press very strongly or to have this very complete contact between the sides and the upper teeth, because if you did that, you will have the blood sound ending there. You will not be able to keep it running after. So if you just did this way, you are strongly pressing, you are giving complete contact between the tongue and the upper teeth. You just need to use the sides in order to have a gap in the middle, will help you to keep the blood running through this gap. So you should not touch the upper teeth with all the tongue, just the sides. And you should not do that, as I told you, complete or very strong touching, because it will be not given the chance for the blood to run through the mouth. So this is what we should learn about the blood. Very important, very important. You have to learn to leave a gap between your back sides and the upper teeth, and you have to take care not to apply touching the lower teeth with the upper teeth, as I told you, because this will prevent the tongue from running in the mouth and producing the elongation for the blood. Okay, what else we should learn about the mistakes the students are generally doing with the blood? From those things we have to learn about the blood, that some people are mixing this sound with the va. And this is a very common mistake. And the people, especially are maybe from Saudi Arabia or coming from those areas, they are mixing between the dot sound and the va sound, and this is not correct. So why are they doing this? They are doing that because they are after they touch the tongue, as I told you, the back side of the tongue with the upper teeth, they put the tip of the tongue, and they touch the front teeth, and this is not correct. You are just using the back side, so you are not using the tip, yeah? So you are not allowed to use the tip of the tongue while producing the blood, yeah? We are not touching the tip of the tongue or meeting the tip of the tongue with the tip of the front teeth, because this is the place of vulva. So you should not do that. What you want to do is just to keep the tongue running, as I told you, but you are just getting closer to the front teeth, but you are not touching the front teeth or producing the va sound like a voline. Maybe the student is doing like that. Also, some people doing the blood as heavy dal. They do that like heavy dal. And why they are doing that? Because they are using the back part of the tongue, not the sides. So they are doing the back part of the tongue. They touch the back part of the tongue, as I told you, not the sides of the tongue, and that's why it produces like dal. Then let's try do that. Like use as if you are going to do the cough. Remember the cough we did with the back part of the tongue? But this time you are putting this in the gum of the upper teeth. So it will produce the dal. Ba, ba, ba. This is not correct. This is not correct because now you are using the tongue at the whole tongue for this, and this is not correct. As I told you, we are just using the sides, and we are touching what corresponding to it of the upper teeth. We are not touching the tip or we are not touching the gum of the upper teeth where we should produce the dal. Okay, so we should take care about this, not to mix between the dad and the dal. What else of the common mistakes we can find with the dad? And in addition to mixing the dad with the dal or making the dad like heavy dal, some people do qalqala. They do bounce the dad, and this is for sure not correct. The dad is not of the letters that we should bounce. Why they go do that? Because they don't know how to apply the elongation, and they want to keep the dad sound, so they don't find any other solution except for to apply the qalqala or to do bouncing or to leave the articulation point directly after they touch it, and this will form qalqala. This is not correct. You should not leave. You should stay. Keep your tongue. After you touch the upper teeth, you should stay there and push your tongue forward, but you should not leave the articulation point, because if you did that, it will be applied like qalqala. It will be like bouncing the dad. If it is repeated, the dad, you have to take care about this. The dad, if repeated, you have to clarify both. For example, يغضضن, يغضضن. So you have to take care about showing both dad. Now, let's move to the lam. As I told you, we learned that the lam is from the front sides, while the dad is from the back sides. How about the lam? What are the mistakes, or how we should do first the lam? How we should do produce the lam? Let's see. As I told you, here we touch the nearest part of the sides of the tongue to the mouth, and the end of its tip with the upper teeth. Here we are using the nearest part of the sides to the tongue. We can say the front part of the tongue. Yeah, the front side of the tongue, it touches the upper front teeth from inside, not from outside. You don't touch the teeth from outside for sure, but you touch from inside. So here we are not using the back sides like we did with the dot, but we're using the front sides. Can we use both sides? Yes, you can do. And you can also use one side like we see here. Okay. Yes. So this is the main difference between the lam and the dot. Okay, what are the things we should take care about the lam? Also, is it that everything that we just put the tongue there and that's it? No. We still have another quality for the lam we should add, which we call al-inhiraf. This is the Arabic name, and in English we call the deviation of the sound. Here we should add deviation. What's the meaning of deviation? This is something you do normally, not intentionally. You don't do that by intention. It comes by itself. Now, when you touch this part, as I told you, with the edges, you're using the edges or the sides of the front part of the tongue. Now, after you touch the teeth, the upper teeth, so what is going to happen directly here? There will be a gap in the middle of your tongue. There will be a gap because you are just using, as we said before, you are just using the sides of the tongue. Now, so there will be a gap. Now we are just using the front sides. How about the back sides? We are not using them. Yeah, so there is a gap in the back. Yeah, so there will be the sound going after you touch the lam, and this is what we call the deviation of the sound. Now the sound starts at the beginning when you touch from the front sides, and then it goes in the gap, which is the back part of the tongue. After that, it runs at what we call this is the deviation of the sound. We say L. You see the lam is running. The running sound is coming from where? From that the sound we do already. We keep running the lam in this gap, which is the back part of the tongue. Now, because it is not touching anything, yeah. So that's why there is a gap in the back where the sound is returning to, and it will form the deviation of the lam. L. Yeah, this way. Okay, what we should also take care about when we produce the letter lam. Yeah, if the lam is in the middle of two heavy letters, many they are doing like very light lam, very light, to the level that they may do like tilting for the lam, or what we call imala. For example, she will say, for example, خلق like that. So take care. No need to do this. Yeah, you should keep it light. Yes. Especially if it is in the middle of two heavy letters like khalaqa, you should not say khalala, but you should say khala, khalaqa, la, not la. But at the same time, you should not do very light lam to the level you do imala or tilting to say khale, le, like you smiling. This is not correct. Okay, this is a common mistake we have with the lam. As I told you, you should keep it light, but not to the level that you do imala or tilting for the lam sound. What else we should take care when we are producing the letter lam? Okay, yeah. Some people do like produce ghunna when they produce the lam. So why do you think this is happening? Now, if there is ghunna going, it means that this person is completely, is not leaving the gap we mentioned. Now, where the air will be coming from, it should come from any place, yeah, out. It should come out from any place. So if you're closing everything, so this will direct the air towards your nose. So you have to take care about this. So what we should take care about that that we should not close completely, as I told you, the makhraj, like the tongue from the beginning till the end. We are just using the front sides, because if you didn't do that, what's going to happen? You are closing the makhraj completely. Yeah, so this is if it's going to happen. So from where we can produce the sound, it's not going to find any other place except from your nose, and this is going to produce the ghunna. Okay. Also, the wrong thing to do is just to use the tip of your tongue to produce the lam. To produce the lam, you do, instead of using the sides, you use the tip. And this is not correct. Yeah, this will also not help you to return the sound back towards the back sides of the tongue. Now, because you are not closing the makhraj from the front side. Yeah, now it is open. You are just using the tip. Yeah, so this will not help you to direct the sound towards the back, but it will be changed or going towards the nose also. So you are not using the tip of the tongue by any way. You are just using the sides. Okay. Okay. So here, if you are going to close the makhraj completely, this is the mistake, because you are not going to help the lam to run in the back. And if you are using the tip of the tongue, also you are opening the makhraj from the front sides, and this will not allow the lam to run in the back, but it will go towards the nose. So those are the common mistakes we should take care about when we do the lam, and inshallah we'll practice on the two letters together. Jazakumullah khair.